Good evening. It's the 1st of August, and after market hours and on my chart, it's the MES 1 hour time frame, and I'm just going to go over my trades for today. So we're looking at the hourly time frame, and we can clearly see the levels I marked up this morning, just a few hours before the market open, held pretty well. So we had this level. Hang on, let's get a proper pen. So we had this level here, held pretty well. This level here, look at that. And we had this level here, even though we went over it. That's good. So we held it there, tried to push through it and rejected it. And we had these two rejections here. So the levels are working really well, worked really well today. We had these bounces here, this area convergence. So you could have played the range. If you were playing the zone, you had this area, then you could have played this area, and then you could have played this area again, and we're back to here. So if I don't really play ranges, I play my levels, and I'm looking for a move up, maybe up to the next level, and I do try to watch for break and retests as well. So if I think it's bullish, then I'll be watching for a break and retest. I won't really, maybe I should work on, I need to identify sideways stays like today and play the ranges better, because this would have been a great day. Go long here, gone short up here, you could have gone through down here, long up here, short down here, look at that, long, and then you've got this range already set up from this area, and we could have gone short again, picked it up here. In fact, I did pick up a couple of contracts down there, come back out at that target, just use the levels which I've identified hours before the market opened as targets and entries. So yeah, so overall the levels are working great. Look at that, you can't get any better than that. So let's go into the 5-minute chart. So this is the 5-minute chart on the MES, and today I had a pre-market trade, and it was purely based on volume as well. So I'm going to quickly go into, here we go, if I get rid of the actual opening candle, we can see the volume better. So we had this pre-market high, not pre-market high, but this pivot here, which it rejected, and look at that, nice rejection candle there, and confirmation. And then as soon as I saw higher volume, this bit here, I started to get interested in the trade, and that's a bottom tail candle, a reversal candle, and I saw it as ending volume. So and like a big ship at sea, you can't expect it just to suddenly turn. It can turn on a V shape like that, but usually you see it slow down. So you see it slowing down, the volume slowing down, and then momentum slowing down in the trade. Another beautiful reversal candle there on above average volume as well, and then you see the reversal, and that's exactly what I was watching for today. So my first entry was on this candle, and it was a very short, I think I got in about there. It was a level I identified, 45.95 as well, and I was out up here. I think it was about here I got out, so it was a very short trade, but the intention was only to scalp, because it's pre-market as well, and I was trying to hold onto my profits. And then the next trade was this nice area here, so I took the break of this candle, so the bottom tail candle, and I rode it up. I think I got out in the end around about here, I think it was just before the market had opened. So before the market opened I was up, I think, and I was expected to bounce off of this 50, similar to what we saw up here. But in fact, I was out, I had 2 contracts, I was out 1, and I was out the second contract about here, because it bounced up and it rejected the VWAP. And then when I saw it reject the VWAP, and I was watching for 4600, I was waiting for a break and retest of 4600, I did get in for a short entry here, and I averaged in up here as well on the VWAP, so I was waiting for it to break back down, but I knew there were numbers coming out at 10 o'clock, so I was very careful. So I had 2 contracts going into the numbers, and my stop was going to be this level here or this pivot here. Maybe both contracts were out, and I don't put physical stops in, and you'll see why, because the numbers came out and we spiked up and instantly spiked back down again, and if I had my stop sitting here I would have been stopped out. And so what I did is I adjusted my stop to be the top of that candle, and that was my definite out for both contracts. So I held on to the 2 contracts and I waited for this candle to complete, and then it completed and it was up here. So I got in as we pulled up. I took a few more because we couldn't make a new high, so I took a couple more contracts there, and I averaged in coming back down. 46.05, 46.0650 was a rejection number I had, and it rejected it here. So I like the idea of patterns repeating themselves, and so I gave it a little bit of room up here because that's what happened earlier on this level, and it was perfect. So I got in. My average price was exactly this area, 46.0650. So it's a great entry, and I didn't expect it to do this, but then we saw this big sell-off, and I got out of majority. I got out there. I was up 8 contracts, so I wanted to take profit on the first 2 there. I took profit on the next 2 at the 50, where all the moving averages were together, and my last profit was here, and I left my last 2 as runners, and my last 2 were more profitable than the first 6, and I didn't want to hold my stop at break even. So I let it run down. I kept an eye on volume. The volume was increasing as we're selling off, and then as soon as I saw low volume, I was looking for an out round here, and I got out of my final 2 contracts there. But I'm glad I did, because I probably would have put my stop on the 50 and it would have gone through. Maybe the VWAP would have been an area. So that was my trade of the day, and that was a great trade. So I should have probably stopped trading at this point, but I was still keeping an eye on the market, and I did do a short off of this VWAP, and it was around about the VWAP area. What was my average price? It was, hang on, let me just quickly check. I'm going to pause the video for 1 second. Okay, so my area, my average price was here. So I had 2 contracts. I think I got in there and I got in there, and my average was at the top of these candles, and my out was on this number 45.95 area again. It's a number which is a level I had pre-marked up in the, it's been there for a few days, and you can see it held this level quite well, and I got out there, and it was a great out because then it pulled back and it just hovered around this for the next hour or so. But I did make one more trade, and the moment I saw this increase in volume, so a slight increase in volume nearer to the average, and then it was this volume spike I was watching for. I saw it came down to my level here, and I think I missed the level, but I got in. It was about there was my entry, 45.92, and again, it wasn't a trade I wanted to make too much money. It was a scalp because I'd done for the day, and so I had, I think it was 2 contracts, might have been 1 contract, I can't remember now, but I was in there and I got out. Where did I get out? It was out here. It was on that bar there, because I thought I'd get out on the first red bar, which I didn't do. I just saw it come up to this level, and I thought, right, that's me done, because it was a scalp and didn't make much, but it left me not watching it go up for the rest of the day with FOMO. In fact, if you look how it finished, had I held on to it, I should have treated it as a runner really, because it was very low risk anyway. My entry was there, my stop was on this level anyway, and I probably would have raised it with every pivot, but I probably could have just held on to it a bit longer, used the VWAP as an out, or this 200. Look at that, it would have been a great out with this nice little head and shoulders pattern we've got setting up, and then we saw the sell off the neckline. Bit messy, but I was away for the afternoon, so getting out there was all I wanted to do, and it was a good green day. So hopefully you also had a green day. Look at that, we've got this engulfing bar now, so we've engulfed the green candle. What time is it? We're about to close for the hour. So 45, look at that, 4600. that number still in play. Anyway, hopefully you've had a good day, and I will speak to some of you soon. Take care.